Hey guys, Coach Goto from Icons Rugby here. How's it going? A little bit cold in St. Petersburg today, man. Like the sun's finally coming out, but snow was yesterday, and they're telling me this is spring. It's a crazy time. It's beautiful one day, snowy the next. So it's a bit full on. There's been a lot been going on lately. Things have been kicking off. Like there's a lot of projects in the wind, and one of the things that's come up a lot is guys talking about I don't have time. Like I struggle for time, and I struggle for this, and it's kind of it's interesting because it's probably the number one excuse thrown out there from everybody. Whether you're like actually doing something or not, your time is the most precious thing you have, and it's the most easiest excuse to give to someone for not doing something or not accomplishing something or not being able to get something done. And it's really interesting because it really comes down to a simple prioritization of what you do in your day. Everyone, you hear it all the time. Everyone's got the same amount of hours. Everyone's got this, everyone's got that. Some people do more than others. Some people do less, but everyone's busy. Like, you can't question it. And it's kind of become that, like, that high school kind of excuse you give to the teacher. Like, if you tell the teacher, hey man, I got the runs, no teacher is going to question you because no one wants to know about that. Well, no one's going to question you on how busy you are. Like, because everyone's busy, and it creates an instant defense mechanism when you actually go, hold on, bro, you're actually not that busy. Like, pull your finger out. Like, what's going on? And it's just a simple few things you can do around your prioritization of your time that can really change how you increase your productivity. And from a player's perspective, this is a huge thing because in school, you're not taught how to prioritize your time. You get given a calendar, you follow your calendar, you get given homework, you do your homework, and you repeat. Everything's given to you. Then you hit the real world, and you've either got to go study or have a job or do this, and you've got to fit in certain blocks of time where you're allocated a meeting, a face-to-face meeting point, which is like training or work or school or something like this. But realistically, that takes up maybe 40 hours of your week, max. Like if you're doing full-time, you could probably go to 50, then you're doing 5 or 6 hours worth of footy, and then you've got a bit of sleep there across the week. Like you're sitting at, what are we talking about? We're talking about probably, 80 hours, 90 hours. It's half the time you have available to you across the week. And it becomes really evident when you kind of put this out to someone, all right, and you've got 7 days, all right, each has 24 hours. All right, now out of these 24 hours, let's say you get 8 hours sleep. Okay, so out of your 8 hours sleep, you're down to 16 hours left. Let's say you take 8 hours for work, you got 8 hours left. You got 2 hours for training, you got 6 hours left. Like, it's real simple. That's every day. Every day. Now the problem is we work on this basis. We work here. So we sit here and go, okay, I wake up at 7 a.m. All right. I then have work at 9. Okay, so you've got a 2-hour period there. I then work to 5. I'm then at training at 6, which goes to 8. Okay, here's dead time because it's travel. Okay, I then get home at 9, and then I'm in bed by 10. And that's how it looks. Right? That's how it looks for everybody. All right, now, theoretically, you've got 9 hours here of sleep. Okay, which is cool, no problem. Where can you actually fit in any extra time? You don't have time. You don't have anything here. But how you can really maximize your time is there will be little pockets in each little occasion where you'll have the ability to increase your productivity flow. And this is called time prioritization. So let's say, for example, you wake up at 7, all right, and you've got a 2-hour window before you got to get to work. All right, in that 2 hours, you've got to eat, you've got to get ready, and you've got to travel. Now, for most people, that takes 2 hours. No problem. How about we do this? You've got 9 hours of sleep here. All right? Let's chew off half an hour. Let's say you're up at 6:30, okay? And investing in your goal. Now, your goal may be, for this example, let's say rugby. Let's say you've got a heavy workload because you're training 2 hours every day, whether it's at the gym or at the field. You're training 2 hours every day. So this 30 minutes could be rehab. Now, let's say you've actually got a 15-minute window in here between eating, getting ready, and travel where you can actually invest into, say, a podcast or an audio book or something around your mindset and your thinking. Okay, so you've got rehabs, you've got podcasts, all of that. All right, so travel. If you're driving, this is the biggest thing for me. You drive to work, there's 30 minutes, right? 30 minutes in the car, 30 minutes on the train. How is that 30 minutes invested? Are you listening to the fucking radio in the morning? Or do you have some kind of podcast or audio book that has helped change your thinking? While you're sitting on the train, are you listening to your favorite songs? Or are you spending that 30 minutes into a podcast or an audio book that's helping you change your thinking? Okay? Second thing, you've got a block of time here, which is normally called lunch. Okay? What's left? What else do you need to prioritize into? Now, the really, really good people, if you need to do a little bit of cardio, let's say you need to drop a little bit of weight in pre-season, do a walk or do some kind of activity. All right? This is getting up, not going to the lunchroom, it's going and walking around the car park. You might look like a twat. Who cares? It's going towards your goal. All right? Let's say you've got a rehab program because you're injured. Take your bands with you, do some rehab work at lunch. Okay? Let's say you're perfectly fit, but you could improve on some gains. Get some videos and break them up and do some video review at lunch. Pull out your phone, have them on your thing, look at your gains. While you're sitting there eating, most people have a 30-hour break there. You've got 30 minutes where you're investing into your game knowledge. All right? 30 minutes. Okay, travel time again between 5 and 6. I'd be going back to here, the same as the travel to work. You've got a podcast, you've got an audio book, you're smashing out content to change your thinking. This is also a great time to actually make phone calls about questions. All right, this could be around advice, around strategies, around all these things. You'll watch these videos, you'll see something. Call one of the players, call a coach, call someone. Hey bro, watch the video on this. I saw this. What do you think? Watch it. 2 minutes 43. What do you think? Hey coach, I really identified what you're talking about in my defense. Can you check the weekend's game at 4 minutes 54? Is that what you mean about my defensive tackle? Do you see, guys, how this, by doing this, you're changing your thinking, all right? You're doing a little bit more rehab in the mornings. You're also now getting a video review. You're spending 15 minutes here making a phone call. All of a sudden, you've completely changed your day when you rock up to training. All right? Your whole day has changed. You're now at training. The coach thinks you're more switched on. The players know that you're putting in extra work. Right? You're going to be better in your rehab. You're going to be more flexible, more agile. You're going to be better off for training because you're prepped all day. Mentally and physically, you're prepped. You train hard for your 2 hours. Right? This part, rest and recovery. Now this bit here is where you can unwind. Now you want to listen to your music on the way home from training. Completely switch off from the day. Get home, eat, rest, recover. Now here, you've got another 30-minute window, okay, where this is the most important part, where you review. Okay, you go back over your day, see what you did well, see what you missed, see where you can improve. Okay, identify the issues. Now, the number one thing you want to do here is write a log of what happens. Now, the important thing about this log is it will show you patterns and consistencies over your week, over your months, where you'll start identifying. Hey man, every Thursday my mood is shit. I must be getting really tired. Why? You can identify why. Look at your food. Is your food right across the week? Is your sleep patterns right across the week? right? Maybe you're actually not getting to sleep at 10:30 at night and you're not actually falling asleep till 11:30. So you're losing that extra hour. That extra hour every single day is 5 hours less sleep a week. That's a whole day of sleeping nearly in your cycle. So where do you make that up? How do you get that back? And this is the thing, time prioritization is the number one tool you can use to make the most out of what you're going to do anyway. You know what I mean? Like, you are going to spend this time, you're going to do this training, you're going to tick all those boxes, but how can you add in 1%, 2%, 5% value across your day that over the whole week, right, gives you 30% more results than the person next to you? All it is prioritizing your time, knowing that that 15-minute window, which is downtime or wasted time, you can actually turn that into an investment into yourself. So guys, I've got a couple of worksheets on this that I use. It's a big thing of mine. You know, I can't fucking stand when people say, I don't have enough time. I didn't do this. No, you didn't prioritize. You did not prioritize your actions right to complete that task. It was not important to you. And that's all it is, because you can have multiple important things going on at once as long as they have their slot. But if you're so shifted and you don't have a focus and you don't have a plan, then all this is going to cross over and be hazy and you ain't going to get shit. You're going to have a big X, you're going to spend 7 till 10 p.m., maybe 6 till 11 p.m. every day going through the grind with nothing to show from it. Yeah, you'll get a little bit better, but could you have been 10x better? Like, this is the difference, is that you're only here today because of the work you've done yesterday, but where could you have been if you did 1% more? So if you do 1% more today and you continue that cycle, over 300 days, you're 300% better. In 1 year, you can be 300% better than where you're going to be if you continue on your path. And this is a huge thing. It comes down to the simplest, adding 1% of value in your life. And that could be from a podcast, that could be from doing an extra stretch, that could be making a phone call with something. I'm not talking about calling to have a chat. I'm calling about an investment phone call. Something that is like, hey, I saw this. What do you think? I need your advice. Please help me. And people want to help. People want to feel as though they're giving value when someone asks someone of their opinion. If I ask you of your opinion, it means that you're important to me. So people want to feel important. People will give you that advice if you ask for it. But no one in this day and age is spitting.